Hey, Elizabeth.
It's good. I'm sorry. We're in school.
Okay, are we?
We are recording, but I'm gonna show the blinds real quick because you're right. Right.
Okay.
Where are we? There's some reason for that, so. Hold on.
Okay. Let's start the meeting. Would you like to call the roll?
Yes, sir. Chair Rawlings,
Here.
Vice Chair Gilbert. Here. Member Abney,
Here.
Member Camp is absent. Member Moore. Here. Mauer, right now. It's Mauer, sorry. It's fine, no worries, I'll answer whatever. But here, alt member Becky Benson. Here. And alt member Rathville is out. We do have a quorum.
So we have a quorum and Becky Denton will be a voting member in this meeting.
Yes, sir.
And let's see, do we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 8th?
I move that we approve the meeting minutes from the July 8th or 13th. July 13th is the minutes I have in front of me.
Oh, I'm reading off of the minutes from.
Yeah, I move that we approve the meeting minutes from the July 13th meeting, the Parks and Recreation Board.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading wrong.
I second that motion. And calling roll, Vice Chair Gilbert. Yes. Member Abney,
Yes.
Member Mauer. Yes. Member Denton. Yes. And Chair Rawlings.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just looking. Oh, it's front and back. Okay, that's the problem. I was, where is my agenda for this meeting? Okay. Okay, Bob, report from our council liaison.
There are no public comments.
Oh, no public comments, yeah.
The only report that I have is that I had the feeling that city council was happy with the progress so far with what we've done with the parks.
Good, good. And we have had some progress.
Yeah.
So. Kevin?
I will save my comments for regular agenda items.
Okay, cool. So let's move on to, and I kept the agenda item 2, discuss and take possible action on development of parks per the POSAC grant. So it wasn't specific to any particular park. And just kind of for the record at this point, I'm sure most everyone knows this, but we are about to pour the slab. We've had approval on the pre-pour from ATS and for the gazebo at the Triangle. And we had discount fence, put the fence up over at Creekside in one day. And the good news is.
When is the final report?
Sometime this week, the inspection passed on Monday, and so if it's not tomorrow, the next day will be
Early next week.
yes. He's fitting it into a schedule just the day that they're free. He's been trying to work for, I think, the last 2 weeks, and we've been going around with the inspection. Nothing was wrong with it. It was just our inspectors that were.
But from what you tell me, there have been some systemic improvements because of some of these things.
Correct.
So that even though it was kind of a delay and it's negative, it's going to make things better in the future. So
Yeah.
Did you specify the finish you're going to put on the slab?
No.
He didn't ask.
Because we want it
Yeah.
fairly smooth, don't
Yeah.
we? Cause it's got all the.
The choices would probably be a trowel, hard trowel finish, which would be slick, or a light broom. A light broom, you can, basically you can sweep it, but it's hard.
Hard.
But if you do a hard trowel finish, you can sweep it very well.
Is it slippery when it's wet?
It's gonna be more slippery than a light broom finish. You gotta think about the way you want it to look.
Well, I want it to look good and be safe. What's the best choice for those two criteria?
It needs to be hard troweled.
Hard trowel.
Yeah, if you light broom it, it's gonna look like crap.
Hard trowel is like most patios are done hard trowel.
Yes.
So we'll just do it like patio and do it
Hard
hard trowel.
trowel finish, it needs to look good. It's not a very big sign, it'll be fairly easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Unless someone disagrees with me.
No, that is not my area of expertise at all, so that's good. We, also had a lot of tree work done over at Creekside. And the stuff that was done well. There are some things that I wish that they had done that were not totally done.
Really?
So that we've got some things that we are going to figure out. I mean, they did a massive amount of work over there and it's 100% better. But, we still have that big stump to deal with over there. And it either needs to be turned into a safe play object or it needs to be removed. And then we also have vestigial stumps over there where they ground them down to the surface. But because they were concerned about damaging their $3,000 stump grinder blade, they didn't grind any below that. So you still have, you still have stumps that are there. They're just flush with ground level.
Is it the city's normal contractor for trees?
we don't have a normal contractor. This was the first time.
And they're above ground.
Like they go off camping.
They're above ground.
Seems like they have a lot of camps in them.
Oh, yeah. Their above ground work was very good and they did some things almost voluntarily above ground. It's just kind of what they felt like they were best at and wanted to do. But we still need to get, I would think we need a skid steer, an excavator or something out there to pull up those stumps, maybe. What are your thoughts?
We need to go down there and look at it.
Okay, figure out the best solution.
Yeah,
Okay. So if it's okay with y'all, we can just, Kevin and I can talk about it if you would love to come down
No,
there.
go ahead. If you want to get an excavator from Butler or something, I operate the excavator.
okay.
That's a good.
Or a backhoe or whatever.
It's been about a week since I've been down there. And so I need to visit again and, cause I was there right after they finished. And then me and Pat talked, and so me and Pat need to basically go down there and see what all we want to get done and either have them come back and complete it if they need to, or we'll take care of it or whatever. I just need to go look at it.
Question, would, an excavator, take out that big stump?
I don't know how rotten it is.
Well,
It was real rotten.
it's not real, the center of it is real rotten, the rest of it's pretty.
Why don't I go there and look at it? If you get a backhoe, you can get it out of there. If you get a mini excavator.
It'll just, the mini excavator.
Yeah, they're very.
That thing's so big, and I don't know how far the roots go out.
Oh, yeah, it's enormous.
I don't know
So, and at one point, that was supposed to be the pathway for vehicles to go all the way back to the back. But after the fence got put in and after they cleared out the brush, it appears that there might even be a more natural path down the right-hand side. So you might be able to get around to the swing area and that can be our path. So if you guys have a chance to go by and just look at it, please do, so that, you know.
I wonder if our concrete guy has a backup.
I'm not sure.
I bet he does.
And I'm talking to the concrete guy about getting a quote on a parking area over Creekside. And I called up and texted Matt Pucci, and I've not heard anything back from him.
Interesting. I saw him yesterday and he was a little, he was like, well, what do they want specifically? And I was like, they just want to be able to get a quote that's separated. I didn't know y'all were wanting any quotes on Creekside from them.
No, not Creekside.
Hey, I thought you.
No, I called him about Augusta Park, the stuff he'd already given the
I
quote
wonder if
on.
he just didn't. Yeah, at the time you may not realize it, just remember, but I'll text him.
Yeah, because I could have answered this question.
Well, it's
So,
also been
yeah.
like 2 months.
Huh?
It's been a while since we got that quote, so I don't know what he has
Yeah.
going on.
Well, yeah, I just, you know, I always appreciate phone calls back. So,
May I
yeah.
ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there plenty of room for the swings?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I was concerned about the space.
Everything's been,
Okay.
Yeah, after we did, one of a strategic cutting of one of the trees that was out there, we had plenty of room.
Okay,
for this
good.
plant.
I just was.
I still have to talk to, he called Todd Miller, me and Pat talked the other day. I'm calling Todd Miller, and they at one time when we were discussing in the very beginning, they said the site supervisor or somebody like that may come down and look at the site. And so I'm trying to get them there before we, get anything delivered. I just haven't had time to make talk Monday,
Yeah.
what's today, Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, so, he's on my thing to try to get that site supervisor, make sure that we don't need to do anything with the ground or if he sees any issues, because the last thing I want to do is have that stuff delivered and those guys not be able to take it off the truck and start right that day.
Well, and I talked to Todd and I said, I need to talk to that site supervisor. This was like a month ago, 3 weeks ago. And he called me up and I said, I really think that you should get out here and look at this. So this is a follow-up to that. And I said, I do not want you to show up and say, oh, there is some problem. I really think you need to come look at the site beforehand. So if there's some problem, we don't have a fire drill the day of delivery.
Right, so we're working on that. We'll get them done.
but all the stumps need to go. Not necessarily the big one, but all of the vestigial ones, they'll be exactly in the way of something.
And he said that they're going to end up having to dig 50 2-foot deep holes to put this in.
I believe it.
The good news is the fence guys dug probably 50 20-inch deep holes and put a fence in.
They dug those holes in the mortar by
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah, they basically had somebody go around, mark the holes with post hole digger, and then somebody came along behind them with a jackhammer and just loosened it all up. He just went down, did each one. And I said, did you ever run into any of the rock that was like a plate of rock?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, I never ran into a plate of rock. I just ran into rocks. You know, kind of the standard issue Wood Creek stuff.
Yep,
So anyway, that shouldn't be a problem.
good.
Is anything? Yes, ma'am.
Back to, Matt Pucci,
Mhm.
are we ready for them to do that work? Except
Well-
for the truck, that was.
Yeah, I was wanting, what I was going to ask him about was breaking that job in half and do a phase A, phase B. So we do the first phase where we prepare the stuff outside the bocce ball court. And I didn't know if that would make it less desirable to him or more expensive per phase or whatever, but just wanted to talk to him about it and see. My full intention, and I think all of our full intention, is to do every single thing that we are planning on doing, including the bocce ball court. But, I'm just, being careful.
Have we ordered any of those things in Concagua?
Well, we were talking about ordering the,
ping pong table and the cornhole. That is in the process. It has not, but
Okay,
we are working on it.
yeah, we specified those early this week. And there were things that we'd already agreed at a previous meeting. And we went with the Doty company for their less expensive cornhole game, thanks to Elizabeth for finding these things. And, also we were going with the metal stainless steel ping pong tables instead of the concrete because of the difficulty in shipping and unloading and everything with the concrete table.
Are we gonna put that table, the metal table on a concrete slab?
We were,
Yeah, go ahead.
we were thinking we would put, little, cement, squares, put a bolt through there. Or actually, we're gonna make the squares, put the table in, drill the hole, and then put an anchor bolt in
So
that.
footings,
Some footings, and then put an anchor bolt in that rather than have the, bolt in the cement, because you'd have to be awfully precise.
Yeah, try the.
Whereas if we just do a, a 1x1 or a 6" by 6" footing, we can kind of,
yeah,
we can go by half an inch, and it's not gonna matter,
Yeah.
it's not gonna matter.
that's
So
exactly right.
we just, I mean, I don't think we have to, for the pure weight of it, I don't think we have to really like bolt it and chain it down. We can just use those anchor weights and.
And it's for security mainly. You don't
Yeah.
want somebody to put it on their trailer and drive off.
Well, yeah, I think it would be hard to do that, but they would have to take up 4 bolts and. So.
But the beauty of it is the heaviest part of that table is about 100 pounds, which is
Sounds great.
1/2 of the top.
And we will have to put it,
Yeah.
Together.
we'll have to put it.
yeah, then, okay.
But as in the video, or there's a video, and 2 guys did it, in like 10 minutes, so I'm sure we can do it just as fast.
In 5.
Or an hour.
Things like that stuff.
Let's see, so, and we have ordered the gazebo. Yes, ma'am.
One last question. The board, has that been ordered? Did we had a nice looking one that we were planning on.
We ought to go ahead and order that anyway, especially if that is one that is a longer lead time. Elizabeth, did we have multiple bids on those, or was that just, saying, it doesn't matter though, it's below the threshold,
Right.
so we don't have any problem.
I know, last I remember, we had to look overseas just to.
The one from France is just 9 times better than the ones they make in America. So you spend a little bit more on the one that like actually looks nice and won't break, or you spend almost as much on a junky one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like fine, so.
Just to make sure that
I did have to read though.
yeah, to make sure that Kevin and I don't somehow screw this up, could you send Kevin and I the one that you prefer?
Sure. It was the one everyone preferred.
I know, but it's been a while.
Yes, absolutely. And that guy's very sweet, and he's followed up with me to be like, are you not getting one? Because I think he's like, I make the best one.
No, that's exactly.
But like, I think his thinking is like, where else would you go?
I will volunteer to go over there and do it.
I'll go get it.
I French food. French toast. Okay, yeah.
We're digressing.
Yeah, the shipping wasn't that bad. It'll be-
Yeah.
Okay, now, and let's see.
And you said the gazebo's been ordered, when will it be here? Do we know? It should be, not too
Yeah.
long.
It was ordered, what,
Gazebo?
was the gazebo ordered 3 weeks ago or?
July 17th
Okay,
or 13th.
so,
It was a month ago.
what is it, 6 weeks to get it?
6 to 10 weeks,
Okay.
yeah. I said by the end of August, 1st of September, it should be here.
All right.
That was my,
So just as we finish up the slab, we might be ready to throw the gazebo.
correct.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be very cool.
And I just heard back from him. His dad is really the one that like does all this stuff. He's like, I just keep forgetting to talk to him. I'll talk to him tonight. So.
Thank you.
We did put a lock on the fence
Oh,
down
I
at,
saw that.
down at Creekside.
Yeah.
I didn't want people in there messing around or it turned into a dog park.
Yeah, the dog park I do.
Or something like
It
that, so
looks
we
like a
do,
dog park right now.
if y'all wanna go down and see it, we'll give you the key and you can go down there or whatever, but I hate for you to go down there and it's locked on you, so I wanna make, me and Pat both have a key. So if you can't get a hold of me, get a hold of Pat, but we're gonna keep it locked until we get it all finished, just we don't want any, yeah.
Or if you're fairly physically fit, just jump over.
That's what I was.
Regarding
that, it says the 7.
Yeah.
Oh, rip my fingers.
Okay, so let's see, Creekside, nothing else on that gazebo, nothing really else on that. Oh, gazebo, well, yeah, Ruth Ann, prepared, some handouts here with some different amenities, including some benches, which we now, I think, have 3 different people or sets of people that want to donate a bench.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so do you want to, we think we need to pick a bench, don't we?
Well, where are they all for, or does it?
Looking at least 2 of them at the triangle facing the gazebo. So if we had something going on at the gazebo that was like spectator worthy, they would be facing the opening on the gazebo.
We would encourage people to bring their own chairs, but you know, sometimes it's,
When you're just out walking.
if you're just out walking, we want a couple benches, so you don't, yeah, if you're just out there walking, wherever, you can sit down and it has a back.
Yeah.
You guys, there was another bench, it looks like wood slats, but it's not. And I'm sorry I didn't get that in here, but
I like the ones that are powder coated metal.
what is she?
I would love this nature bench for, the park in Augusta. It's so cute.
I would like up for Creekside, if 3 people wanna buy benches, let's buy one of each and put them in Creekside. The bug and leaf and pond, and those look great, Creekside.
This is
For
good
me,
for Augusta.
for the
It's
gazebo.
the vibe.
But we were talking
I'm worried
more,
about that one.
but
If she called it public, she would.
we were talking about tables,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
more for Creekside.
Yeah. picnic.
Because the tables are not as spectator as much as they are moms and dads with
It's functional for down there.
Gatorade and stuff with their kids, and they plop their kids back down on top of them and stuff. And so we have multiple types of tables. Suzanne had found a pretty cool table on Uline that was the recycled plastic that we looked at.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Just at the park, I know for my wife, taking our waste to the park, she likes having a back
Oh,
on
really?
there because she's older. I can say
Okay.
that. I think she's watching tonight too, but.
There she is.
Yeah, no, she has back problems, and
You're
so,
talking about for the table?
yeah, well, no, just at Creekside,
The
we
bench.
can have tables, but if there can just be a bench.
Yeah,
like
with the
that,
back. I
Right,
Oh, okay.
you know,
You
tables
know
are
about that?
picnic, yes,
Yeah.
picnic tables are great, but I think it needs a bench too.
Why don't we
With the
do a
back.
bench, start with a bench at Creekside and maybe 2 benches at the Triangle? But you sound like you want 3 benches at Creekside.
So here's the thing to think about.
Can we?
If we're gonna put something in Creekside, there's gotta be some place to put water cups, snacks, bags, jackets, and all of the crap that the kids shed and bring with them, and it covers tables.
Well,
Yeah,
that,
I know that.
Well, that's why I was
My
recommending
kids,
tables.
yeah,
I think there needs to be both, and
I think a couple of tables.
if citizens are willing to purchase benches and donate them, I think Creekside's a plenty big park to have 3 benches.
Well,
Or,
we budgeted
One on either
for
side.
tables.
One on either side of the playscape maybe, and one down by the swing sets, possibly,
well,
something like that.
don't you want a picnic table too?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm just thinking about parks that I go to with my kids, and a lot of the ones we go to in Austin did not have picnic tables, they would just have benches. I would end up putting all of our bags and things on the benches, so they can kind of be multi-purpose. I think one table would be really nice at least.
Too, and maybe,
And then
We
I
can
do
add
agree with bench on the back, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't get picnic tables, because we use those,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
all of our stuff, all our water bottles, water bottles, the bag of snacks, and,
The benches with the backs are nice too, because your stuff doesn't fall off them.
That's,
Yeah.
and they are more comfortable.
Yeah. So as far as the cost goes, we have budget for two $1,250 tables.
Uh-huh.
And we have no budget right now, I think, for the benches, except for the 3 donated benches.
Do they know, does the donor know the price range?
I'm pretty sure I've told them it's about $1,000.
Because we all like these ones with bugs.
Yeah,
Good.
that's what
I
we
don't
were
think we
trying.
need that for the triangle, because I don't feel like it's as cutesy down there, but
No.
if they're more.
I thought y'all were talking about having different benches
No.
at different parks for the theme. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Creekside would have one set of benches, Augusta would have another design, and then the triangle would be another design.
And we could do that wood look because of the gazebo.
Yeah.
But it's not wood. It's
That would be
some kind
cute
of-
though.
Yeah.
I think the ones y'all like with the backs with the little designs would be super cute at Creekside.
Yeah,
I think you don't need to have them little kid looking at the gazebo, just
No.
do whatever's functional. And if there's something that looks good with the gazebo, that'd be great. If somebody wants to buy a really expensive bench, I think the nature bench these kids are sitting on, that's $2,300 would be so cute at Augusta. But also the meal benches would be fine if y'all did one there, or maybe we don't even do one there, but I know we.
is there an online
I
course
like it,
company
it looks
that I
like kids
could
could play, like, it looks like it would be multifunctional, it's just like something to jump off.
it's
of.
like the most expensive of the smallest.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know, but it's so cute, right?
Yeah.
These top clad benches, I'm not sure that goes with the aesthetic of the triangle.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I was saying, there's a
one that's
wood
not-
look
And
that's
it's
not,
not
wood.
in here?
It's not in there, but if.
What
we
company
put-
is this?
It's a Game Time,
Oh, really?
Was it from Game Time?
it's on here, yeah, it's on here. Yeah, we put this on, it's like,
The Game Time catalog,
it's right here,
Suzanne, the Game Time catalog is on
and it's
that.
on page 250 or 251.
I need my other connection.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah,
All my other connections.
And
but look at these cute Playmate benches.
Okay, so I guess my question is right now is, we just need to stay in budget. We have 2 tables budgeted for $1,250 a piece. I mean, you could replace one of the tables with a bench. Then we also have these 3 donated ones that people have. So
right here.
I'm not saying we stop at those, but that's what we have the ability to cover at this point. So,
Yeah, because that can be a ongoing.
yeah, I mean, I think that after they see some benches with name plaques on, I think we'll probably get 2 or 3 other ones that people might want to donate. And we did have, the tree, person say he wanted to donate a picnic table, but I'm not sure he still will want to do that. He told me that.
We just wanna kind of get a feel, because we had somebody in the office yesterday, just making sure, and, you know, our thing was that, yes, we're deciding on what bench. So not that it necessarily has to be purchased right now or anything, but I believe most of those would be donated.
I
Yeah.
do.
I think if we gave the opportunity for, because what I told them too is that any bench that's donated, the city will buy a plaque and you can do a in memory of,
Yes.
or put your name on it, or whatever you want to do, for them, we'll put a.
The other thing to remember, this is the catalog price for this. This isn't the discounted, is it buy board?
Five board, yeah.
This isn't the discounted buy board price, which is probably like 800 or something. But since we're not sure what that is, we just need to tell these folks that they're 1,000. And then, if we're able to get for a little bit less, then that can help for covering the installation costs or whatever else.
This is it. I think it's,
Is there a place to enter the page
Yeah,
number?
benches are at the very back, aren't they?
so, okay, go there, and I think it starts at.
Can you
250.
click on the,
No, you have to do it on the front page, there's a.
See on the far right hand side where there's
250.
where my mouse is,
Where that
yes,
is.
let me add a page number.
Try 250. And then we'll go up from there. Okay.
You guys realize we're spending a lot of time on this.
What do you
so-
mean?
Well, no, I'm just saying, we need to kind of work this and get on because we still have the whole spectacular thing to talk
Okay.
about.
That's true.
I don't want to be blamed for running late with the meeting because of this.
Okay, 250.
250, yeah, tables, benches and seats. Right, that's page 250 and it is.
Okay, now keep going down. There, y'all, those,
There it
those are the benches at the top.
There, yeah, one's up.
They're not wood,
But they.
Can
that
you
looks clear.
magnify that? Is there a plus
At the
sign
front.
there or something?
Yeah.
At the triangle, don't you think
that would be better,
Yes,
yeah. It says down there, it's something plastic lumber.
recycle. It's the same sort of material that these tables that we were talking about, recycled plastic.
Okay, yeah, recycled plastic.
The
It's
one on
like
the bottom.
Trex.
Yeah.
You ever seen a
Oh,
Trex
yeah.
set?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Trex.
The term says on there.
I think
That's
all we
what-
need, I think all we need to do at this meeting
price.
is just to establish a price point
Here we
for
go.
these benches.
Those are 880.
Yeah, they're less than 1,000.
Yeah,
And as long as we're not picking out something that's more than 1,000, then we can work with the various, doing this at the triangle, and we can do, the more decorative ones for Creekside and Augusta.
uh-huh.
So.
Do you want me to go down more or? the
No,
one-
this is the ones I wanted y'all to see. Timber straight.
The top row.
Either row. Obviously, they can be colors, so, but I don't know that we need colors, I think like that middle one is kind of.
And we could get Cody, get his chainsaw and just make this a split log.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually
The
thinking about
price
that.
on that.
Well, they don't rip.
Well, that's a fake log, but
That's
I've
a
never.
made
bought
of-
it.
Yeah, that's.
But we have a lot of spare wood around, a lot of spare logs
That's a
besides.
joke.
So anyway, let's think about that.
That is cute.
I think we could continue discussing this a lot. Does anybody feel like we need to keep discussing this, or can we kind of? I understand that if we decide we want to order benches for Creekside, you guys have said you like those 3 that have these different designs.
The nature design.
The bug, leaf, and pond benches, is that Creekside,
Yes.
Yes.
or was that Augusta?
No, it's pretty sad.
Creekside.
But I mean, I think if you did a bench over by like the kids stuff at Augusta, this is probably a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Cause it's a little cuter and it's not too expensive.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we could probably save about $200 on these.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Before y'all approve the purchase of benches, if you select options that you wanna have at each park, and then reach out to the donors and ask them, do you like this bench? Is it okay if the bench is in front?
Mhm.
I don't want to do.
We're having enough trouble.
No, y'all should need benches. If they don't like that bench, then they can pick another park. if they-
Oh, they could pick, yeah, which part they donate the bench for. That's not a bad idea. That's a good idea.
I could, regarding, Spooktacular, there are any
Oh.
jobs that you would like me to do?
I don't think it would be long.
Well, now that you're looking at it, it'll be easier for us to assign.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that.
Yeah.
Thank you for volunteering.
Bob Hamburg.
Subject to,
We'll make
Bob
it
Hamburg,
nice.
Bob Hamburg.
Bob Hamburg. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Bob.
I know we can count on you.
Now we can sign everything about them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, everything.
Well,
We're
and
done.
Justin too, and Monica here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all get to share the load. I hope y'all are listening. So I feel like we have general direction on the benches. Do you feel like we have enough definition that if we were to execute on those, that everyone would understand what we were doing?
I do.
Okay.
So
And as
y'all
far
agree
as-
for the wooden look.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
And then the other ones with the designs in them for Creekside and Augusta Park. Okay. And we would still have to look at the tables as well. Do you have any thoughts on the tables? Do they need to be the exact same kind as the benches?
It would look.
Do they have to be powder coated or can they be recycled plastic?
Well, the power coating, I think, is just metal legs on the tables. The tops of them are the ones at least that really stand out. I think they're those
They're not in the
punch
same.
deal that's rubber coated.
They're not in the same.
Okay,
I think
I
the
saw
ones
that.
that we were looking at out of the Uline catalog, bless you, were, the legs and all the structure was completely recycled plastic, almost like two befores.
I like that.
Let me,
Yeah,
Dan had found some fancy tables.
I'm trying to find your way.
yeah. Well, we had looked at them before and everyone seemed to like them, and I think they would thematically work out.
How are they with UV resistance? Being made out of plastic?
How is Trex?
I don't know.
For this one.
Well, Trex, the only thing about, I had a Trex deck. Now Elizabeth has a Trex deck. And that was guaranteed for like 25 years or something. And it may fade slightly over time. Have you noticed any fading?
No, I just noticed that the very hard water in Wood Creek sticks to it and I don't know how to get it off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
You're right, yes.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Maybe, but yeah, I don't think it's actually faded, no.
No, it's really pretty, and the decks, the Trex decks that we've got are completely out in the sun.
Really hot though.
Yeah, they do get hot, and
So I
so
don't know if maybe there's something they do.
you would need to, but I'm not sure the powder coated stuff is any less hot.
Did you want to look at these? There's several options.
Yeah, it was the third one from across on the top row is what we talked about.
The heck?
And the thing that's nice about the one on the left is the seating surface and the tabletop are very light. So they wouldn't absorb as much sun as a darker.
Are they available in all the
Colors?
colors? Like down there?
Yeah, it looks like.
Cedar,
it.
brown,
Yeah,
green, and gray. The hex is only, there's an ADA, see it on the bottom, it says hex and then ADA hex. I mean, I don't know.
But it does say something specified color.
It's got a
But
color,
they do
Oh, let it-
4 different colors.
yeah, this one. Green,
That is green.
brown, yeah.
What color goes best with our playground?
Yeah, none of them. Maybe the gray? Cause it's that lighter brown and that like lighter green.
I don't
It's not-
Probably the
But it's,
closest to-
it's not, that's a very like,
You can probably get away with the cedar, but I don't know if it's gonna get that biological growth on it. Everything gets, if you put it underneath an oak tree.
It's very brown.
I don't like these colors for the playground.
And I don't know if the colors would be the same for the,
That's John Deere green.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. 'Cause it was more of like a soft lime green on this
Mhm.
playground.
But gray would probably work best.
Or honestly, would it be the brown, the darker brown, because isn't the other half of the playground dark?
There's a lot of
I kinda
brown in the
like
playground.
that, but I feel like that might match. the
I
rest.
tend to agree
Though I
with
don't
you.
actually like it, I think it's the best option.
No,
Well, you want it to just kind of fade,
It's
into-
like to match exactly.
I
but it's very similar to one of the browns. from
Yeah.
the playground.
how light are those tables?
How
light,
light?
light are they?
What does
Physically,
it weigh?
how much they weigh?
Yeah,
Two
I mean,
fifty.
What
There
does
it is
it
right there,
say?
it's right there, 250, 210, 310,
oh, there it is.
350.
I was just wondering if 2 kids can pick it up and throw it in the creek.
250 pounds, I don't.
Are you looking at the hex tables or the
Oh,
rectangle?
any of them,
They're
any of them.
250.
Well, and we can anchor those too.
Yeah,
350 is the A-frame. 350 pounds, so I don't know what the A-frame is. Oh, right there on the right.
I like
Oh.
the hex.
I like the X.
I do too, that looks like a really.
Yeah. Why don't we go with the hex with the brown?
Do
the
you
brown
want the,
tops and
you want the ADA hex or the regular hex like you're saying?
If you're gonna do two, you do a eight, I would say do
the
that.
one ADA,
One non-ADA.
Yeah, one, one.
yeah,
There's only a $10 difference.
yeah.
Well, I think we just need to offer.
I'm afraid what happens though with the ADA ones is you lose seating room.
Well, of course
You
you
do.
do, but.
No, but I'm saying you don't want two ADAs.
No, no,
because
just
I
one.
think you just,
There's
want-
the ADA,
yeah,
so
so,
one of each.
You would be compliant if you did one of each.
Right?
Which brown, when you're talking, the light brown or the
No, the
dark?
the dark.
The dark,
Yeah.
okay.
So this could be next year.
and those are already in the budget, so why don't we just go ahead and order this?
Yeah.
The two hex.
I thought we'd want to see if somebody wants to donate this first.
Okay,
Or what would they do, reimburse the city?
How much are they?
Purchase them?
They can make a donation to the city and we will put it
And put a
into
plaque.
a certain,
Yeah.
it's gonna be, they would just donate it to the city, we would put it in our fund, and then we would use it for and put out the park and put a plaque on it, if they so wish, in memory of somebody, or just donation by Kevin and whatever.
but regardless of how we pay for it, is everybody cool with going with one of these that's ADA, that has a brown top, and one of these that has
Yes.
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 the regular?
Yes.
Okay, so when we do all of this stuff, we don't really need to be making motions on each one
No,
of these,
no.
because this is already authorized stuff.
Correct.
Right.
And these are only. And, but I would like to get some color that's designed out and say, for those people and say,
Yes.
those have already contacted us, this is what we're looking for.
Yes.
It's $1,000, $800, are you still interested? Let's see where it is, let's put some information out there, hey, if you want to donate and donate to the park, you can buy a bench or seat, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces right now, I think 7 or 8, and I think half of those are.
That might be worth the city an email going.
Yes.
out.
Yes,
Okay.
we will, and we can actually show them the what we're doing in color.
Yes.
And let's see if we can't get some donations, we can save some money on this,
Oh, yeah.
and
Good.
use it for other things,
Yeah.
Thank you for being the strong fiscal backbone to this group.
you know, and then, like you said, if nobody wants to donate, we have the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what we.
Well, we have the money for the tables. And we might have the money for
For
the
some
other,
days.
but
But that's it.
we've got $4,500 of contingency, and then we have the bocce ball court stuff, which I really want to do. And so you don't want the benches to eat that. So I'm just trying to stick to our budget. Okay. I feel like we've discussed this enough
I
on the
think so.
parks.
Mhm.
You guys agree?
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to item number 3, discuss and take possible action on spectacular event near end of October. The number one key item, and Kevin and I have already discussed this, and I think I might have even discussed it with you. Because we're kind of a subcommittee on the spectacular at this point, but I may want to reform that subcommittee with somebody else. We were talking about, the Sunday before Halloween,
Oh, the date.
the date is the number one thing for this
Right.
meeting.
Okay.
And that is, we've been so fortunate the last 2 years that we've had 2 weekend days before Halloween.
Ah,
But now we end up having, yeah. So Halloween's on a Tuesday, correct?
Yep.
And so we just really have to have it as it is, the Boo Hole thing, which is 3,000 to 3,500 people, is on Saturday. Saturday would be a better date for us, but I don't think, we've never wanted to compete with the Boo Hole.
no.
Because then people have to make a decision and it might really drop our numbers on spectacular. So,
So that's Sunday the 29th.
29.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
I think it seems like probably,
As parents with small children, what do you think? Sunday?
I wouldn't do it, like, have it maybe a little earlier.
Well,
What time is it usually?
it's usually pretty early. It ends at sundown.
7,
And sundown there is 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the parade lines up at about 4:15 to 4:30, and there is a timeline in your handout here that we've got. What Ruth Ann gave us that Karen Poe obsessively documented.
The dear
Yeah,
Lord.
Lord, she's
Yeah.
so tremendously
Organized.
Yes.
But she has a timeline. Where is it?
Yeah, 4:45. Right.
It might be some sort of cheap pack here on the
Oh,
right
it's
page.
on this one.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, so I think we ought
Right
to
there
just,
on the right hand side.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a good timeline, and we don't have lighting out there. And it really did seem to be a good length of time for the event. Did anybody feel like it was too short last time?
No.
The big gotcha on it last time was the costume contest.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Karen had thoughts on this. First of all, she wants to judge the golf carts.
Mhm.
Because people are dressed to go with their golf carts and have that the very first thing.
Mhm.
So there's gonna be some changes, I think,
Yeah,
in this.
keep going.
The 3 to 10 age group was too big.
Oh, yes, we've divided that into like 3 groups now, like 3 to 6, 6 to 10, and something, you know. Yeah, that was, she said, that was.
I don't know how to make that go faster.
I'll talk to, go ahead.
Another thing, she needs suggestions for teenagers games.
Were there many teenagers there? I don't really remember.
I don't.
There were middle schoolers there. I didn't notice many teenagers.
I have
seem to be like something
teenagers
like-
and teenagers do not play games.
They're
I
gonna,
know, they just
They're
hang out. Yeah,
They're gonna be in their
okay.
zombie and
Now-
they don't wanna do anything but
But
play
they
with my
might,
kids.
but they might like the costume.
and
Yeah.
you could maybe get them to play some games if the prizes were something they were interested in, like, I don't know, V-Bucks or whatever. that they
Yeah.
play Fortnite with. But, yeah, I mean, me as a teenager, I would probably not.
They did the
Who would
contest.
like to be on the planning committee for this, since we don't have Karen, although she is going to help?
Good.
But I know Ruth Ann is already on the committee. And your time and Karen's time are gonna kind of barely overlap.
Yes, yes.
You'll be gone at
I'm
the
gonna be
actual
gone again.
spectacular thing, but Karen will be there.
Yeah.
One thing that, John is emceeing it, I guess, this year. Have you-
Odell, yeah.
Yes, John Odell. He had he would like the kids that are in the costume to have their names on the tag and written down, because he had trouble understanding them, and so if we had the kid's name, it would go a lot faster, because he'll have it written down rather than what you're saying. I wasn't there last year, this is what he's
Yeah,
told
So
me.
Suzanne, could you see if you could find some name tags that were Halloween themed? That
Just
you
first
could
name,
write
yeah.
the kids' first names on.
Yes,
Yeah.
something like that. That would help him speed it up,
Because they're gonna be
last-
going on a very carefully done costume,
Yes.
and you don't wanna just put a generic name tag.
Right.
So it has to be.
Yeah, he said it would speed it up, because he said it was too long.
Yeah,
Last
but I
year.
heard he talked to somebody already saying he's in it for this year.
No, he's talked to.
Did he say to you? Oh, yeah.
No, he's expecting, no, he's excited
Okay.
to do
We
it.
could do the name tags like we did at church, put them up in the kids' shoulder blades.
Yeah, that's
On the back.
That way they can't.
Oh, and that's good, as you walk behind.
The MC guys, and all he has to do is look at their back, and he's,
Okay.
Then you don't ruin some little girl's princess costume with a Halloween.
Yeah, she's got her pendant and everything, you slap a name tag.
If I don't put it on my boy's back, he'll take it off, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be bad.
And we think there needs to be a, pardon me, a couples contest of costumes, because, you know, some people dress together.
I would like to see recommendations in detail
Okay.
from the committee. Right now, you're a one-person committee.
Yes,
Would we have anybody else that would like to be on that committee?
Bob?
Bob, oh, Bob, probably would.
You know, the thing is the people on the committee do not have to be members of the board.
Yeah, so we need to think of somebody who's.
Okay,
There's not enough of us to really pull this off.
I know.
You can tell by looking at the personnel list here.
yes.
No, and we have some people. Can I ask you to find a committee, a co-committee chair?
Yeah.
In other words, call Karen. And then see if Karen can have a backup for when she's not here.
I don't have the time to do this.
No, no, no.
I don't
No,
really.
no, no.
I'm sorry.
No, Karen is,
I have to do my job.
and it's okay,
I can do my part of it.
yes.
Well,
We're kind of on it all.
I think-
Saying I can do some things, but I can't overcommit it to.
No,
Cody and I are down for what we did last
let me
year. Right?
see,
Yeah.
I may find some new women
Yeah.
that might have some time
I
that,
think it
that
would,
don't have little kids, but don't have, they might have grandkids. That might really be wanting to help this.
that would be excellent.
Yeah.
And
Let me say one quick thing. Karen's friend Lou, what's Lou's last name? Holtzman or?
Yeah, something.
She's always willing to pitch in. Her name even might be on here. And if you could get, she lives right next door to Karen. And if you could get them to be kind of a tag team to help you out, that
Yes.
might be something to look at.
Yes.
the Jennifer, the golf course is very excited to participate this
Oh,
year.
Heather Wiley.
Heather Wiley is at the golf course and she's like their events coordination of the weekend golfing tournament and everything. They're, you know, they're looking at having some food to buy, they're gonna open up their bar,
Yes.
all of that. So I would contact Jennifer at the golf course. She could.
Jennifer or Heather?
Heather, excuse me.
Okay, thank you.
Heather at the golf course, because they, from my understanding is that they're very much excited. to work.
Yeah, and I forgot to tell you that Jeff was meeting with Heather about Spooktacular and asked me to come to the meeting. So I've already been in a meeting with her.
Okay.
She wanted to do a haunted house, which is a wonderful idea, but where the facility they have is quite a walking distance, the golf cart barn.
Lauren.
And I'm nervous about spreading all of the little kids
Yes.
out between, you lose, like, if you're watching three little kids, and one of the little kids decides, I wanna go to the.
I don't watch the big one anymore, I just hope he survives.
But what, I know, but what I'm saying is
Heard that.
I'm a little nervous about having this spread out too much.
Okay, that could be. I forgot about this. I have a friend who lives kind of diagonal from me, who's renting a house, and the house next door is she has bought, but it is empty. And she was saying, I kind of want to turn this into an after party, unofficial, like an unofficial after party, do a haunted house in her house. See if she get like the kids from CAPS to like do it or
Oh,
something, you know?
wow.
She got the garden going, she could do something really cool, so I don't know if that doesn't pan out, and this would be like unofficial, she's just inviting the kids from the neighborhood to come do it, so that could be cool too.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to go on record with that, but I think it's a very.
It's a neat idea.
It's a very
If
interesting
the
idea.
official one doesn't pan out, there might be an.
Well, and I said you
Not
could
official.
also have a haunted woods, or you could have, depending on there's not really much near there. And we even talked about a tent. She talked about a tent. So they could maybe have a tent and do stuff in there.
Yeah.
Have it right there behind it.
Files.
Oh, that could be cool.
Even if they didn't do that, they would put up a large tent in the center of that place, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
then everybody could get out of the sun and you have activities and games underneath the tent.
Well,
About
they
10
could have their
very
food
large.
stuff on one side of it
Mhm.
as kind of an entrance to it, exit through the gift shop sort of thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, we need to continue talking to Heather, and she was super into it.
I wonder too, like, and I don't know how the golf course stuff works, like, I know you're a member, you buy like a pass, like, we're not members because we don't golf much, but maybe like they could do some passes or something for some prizes, like if and if you're a member, like you could use it when a friend's in town,
Well,
or like a round of golf.
I would think one of the best prizes for a golf cart competition would be passes to the golf course.
I just was
Because those are golfers mainly.
Yeah. You probably have it year round thing, but I don't know if you have a friend.
Most of them do not have the year-round
Oh, they
thing.
don't.
I don't think,
Oh, you're
they
right, it's really.
they hardly
Read it
have,
up.
they hardly have any of the year-round, but they have a lot of people that pay once or twice every week.
Yeah,
So having that covered for a week or two might be real cool.
and it might be they get a couple people playing that never have before and start doing more, so.
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
I think that would be kind of.
And in fact, the golf course could maybe even host a game or two where they have like a putting green or something, and you could have a skull that you putt into or something like that.
Or do they, I wish they had some of the kid lessons, cause you could do that for the kids that want, like a little lesson.
Yeah,
I love my kids.
They do have a costume there, yes, yeah. They do have.
I didn't know if they
a-
did. Okay.
Are you saving any of these ideas?
Why don't we ask Heather if they would do a couple of games? for the
That's a great
Take
idea.
over some of it, let
Yeah,
them
to
do
help
some of it.
us.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
your
also,
committee needs to remember that.
I've got it right here.
Okay.
yeah,
Can we get them to water it?
Huh?
Can we get them to start watering it now?
I don't think so.
They were talking about, no, they were talking, no, that was part of the discussion and they were gonna do it.
So it is gonna be bare dirt, but,
Yeah, I discussed that and fire ants. So, and they're gonna treat for fire ants.
remember last year when I go in and kill all the fire ants, they were already all dead? I couldn't find a single fire ant.
I doubt there are many of them, but if they start watering, all of a sudden they will appear.
Okay, and another suggestion from Karen, that the golf carts pause at the judges, they were at the Triangle last year, just a short.
Oh, and we'll have a gazebo for the
Yeah,
judges.
sit in, just to make, so they can look at the golf carts and make a couple of notes, so it might take the parade a little bit longer.
Yeah, we might even, is there a problem having the golf carts drive through the triangle?
That I was fixing to say, why don't we have them come off of the street,
Yeah, and,
put out cones, yellow cones,
Yes.
and they drive
The
right up.
judging station.
They drive right out of the gazebo and get back on the road, but yeah, just get on the grass
That's a
and
good idea.
that way the judges can be in the gazebo,
Yeah.
sitting down, and they can write down their scores, and somebody can be taking a picture when each person comes by.
In fact, we also,
okay.
another idea is to have a photographer for this event. I know Karen Poe, let's see, is she
I know.
gonna be there?
Yes,
Karen's like a
Photographer.
voracious photographer.
surely one of our members could be a photographer.
We could get a volunteer
Yes.
photographer, so that's something you could put
Okay.
out. We could put out a call for volunteers with an email.
There was yes, I will say, when we went to the emergency fair at the VFW beginning in the spring, there was a lady there that did snow cones. And I don't know her name, but she was really good, and they had there's a huge line,
Oh, snow cones.
snow cones, and I don't know if we can. if
But that would compete with the golf
No,
course,
but
which we don't want.
it's okay. The golf course will be the drink, will go there.
Yeah, I think the golf course is gonna
Yeah,
go to the adults.
Adults.
They
Yeah,
want the
they didn't
adults.
buy a shop, put your.
Yeah.
I went to a birthday party weekend before last and the couple brought the woman from Wimberley Snow Cones out there, with
Yeah.
all really shy guys.
Yeah.
yes.
And it was just a kid's birthday party and she needed about 2 people helping her.
Oh,
Well, at the VFW, it was herself. She goes, I have no idea.
We used up all of our ice and it was a kid's
I
birthday.
still
party.
want to be careful about us having refreshments that might take away from the golf course, because we're using their facility. And,
Then tell them to hire Wimberley Snow Shade.
well, that's what I'm saying, if they can like subcontract out,
Yeah,
just say, we'll pay you this much per snow cone or something, or
whatever.
whatever business
Pay
arrangement.
Oh, I see.
the fee.
I
Let
don't
the
think,
kids have free snow cones.
Yeah, let's have.
yeah, that's what I was
She
thinking.
probably has a fee.
Yeah,
for being
and-
there
Yeah, it was flat fee.
Because
2 hours or
the
something.
golf course, their main thing is gonna be alcohol,
Alcohol.
because that's where their profit margin is. And
We
so
had
I really
alcohol
don't
in
think,
snow cones.
you know, once again, give
But
it.
they sold $75 hot dogs last.
The parents enjoy.
Right, but we won't, I'm just talking snow cone.
Okay,
Yeah.
Snow cone with the cream.
let's just be sensitive to not taking away.
Maybe Heather could get with me.
That's what I think if they can talk and work that out, that would be.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we going to do, what all is in the parade this year? Or did we have bikes last year or no?
We did.
I got a little bit, I haven't had a chance to share this because I was not able to go to the meeting last year, right after it. But I saw some comments from some moms that was just like their own Instagram stories, and I was like, oh my gosh, we never thought about this. But this one mom was like, took my kids down to this parade, we thought they'd be throwing candy out, they're just standing here melting, wondering why we're standing here for this parade. Could people throw a little candy out to kids that are watching this parade? Like, it didn't.
At the
Maybe they can later, but I think they were just like, what are you?
You can give out candy,
Mhm.
but at the July 4th parade, they had strict rules about throwing out candy, because what happened is they throw out candy and the kids would pick up some of it. Some of it'd be out in the middle of the street. And all of the people in their cars and golf carts waving and stuff would nearly run over the kids that found a piece of candy that a 2-year-old would dart out. And I nearly ran over one of
Okay.
them in my
Yeah,
car.
it's not a good idea.
No,
Okay.
so throwing candy's not good, but handing candy,
But then your thing's very slow, so.
Yeah, that makes it.
well,
It's not-
we try to
get
go
down
slow
to the
anyway.
Um,
So you could have like a,
That's interesting. I didn't realize we were lined the streets thinking they were.
well, but I mean, if it was, I
We
think
were always down.
there was quite a crowd around the triangle, I think, watching.
Ah.
And it was sort of like, I remember, I didn't like put it together, like, why do I feel awkward? But I was like, why? But like, maybe that's what it was, that like, they're just.
well, if they're at the triangle, we're gonna be slowing down or stopping there for the judging.
Yeah,
So that would be a golden opportunity for
so
them
if you
to
have a
say,
passenger in your golf cart, have a bowl, hand it out to the kids. I just think it would be.
yeah, but we
like,
tell the kids not to get off the vehicle.
I said, if you have a passenger on your,
Another
another adult passenger
Okay.
on your golf cart,
Uh-huh.
have them get out and do
Okay.
something. I mean, you don't have to, it's just, it does feel like there's something anticlimactic for kids watching this parade to me, and maybe that's what it was. I could never quite put my finger on it.
I agree.
So, yeah.
Okay.
We need to do something with candy.
Okay.
It's cheap and it's cheap instant gratification.
Which we need to teach our children.
On that day.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Do not need.
Cody,
yeah,
Cody
I know.
has 3 different
Just put
electric
feedback on it.
cars in front of his house, so they get plenty of instant gratification.
4.
4?
No, I'm sorry, it's 5.
Okay.
Oh, every stage of development is now.
There's a tank
I
now.
love the tank. Tank's cool.
Oh, my God.
And
You're
it
not
shoots
getting very
real-
far.
You're right. Well, I'm not wanting to
Well,
go
I-
down the
yeah,
whole list.
It was the
I
day.
wanted to establish the date. I wanted to get general ideas,
I agree.
and I would, I'm asking you, if you don't mind, to form your committee,
Okay,
okay? And Cody and I will do the stuff that we did. I'll do
That you always do.
publicity, we'll do, setup
jumping
stuff.
things, the trailers,
Cody,
the handrails.
Tony, have you already done the inflatables, or are you willing to do that again like
No, I need to
you
get
did?
that done.
Can
I need
you
to get
do
it
that?
done. Yeah, we're plenty far enough in advance. I can get that done.
Okay. Okay, and
If anybody wants to come up with some of those 12-foot jumps, the inflatable skeletons, that would be awesome.
The inflatable ones are just, they're not.
Air. Those little air.
No, okay, I know the ones you're talking
The
about.
giant ones.
you're talking about
They're
the Home
giant.
Depot.
Like foam and plastic ones, yes. but there's also giant inflatable ones.
Really?
I don't think they sell them at Home Depot, I'm not sure.
I've never seen the.
I've not seen them at Home Depot.
Anyway, there's the golf course or the city wanted to buy one. We had 3 or 4 of those standing around out there. That were pretty awesome shit.
Well, what we've been able to do is to take the Bachman's very tall inflatables that are about 10 or so feet tall and put them in.
We put mine out there too.
We just, dressed up the very tall person.
There you go.
I've,
Send me a
I've,
picture of it.
Yes, keep it alive on inflatables.
my problem is I'm going around doing things, but I've always wanted to get some of these painter stilts
Oh, yeah.
and wear those and
That would
and
be-
walk
you would be
around being
really-
about 10 feet tall or
Yeah.
something like that.
You should do that.
Send me a
You can
copy.
practice that.
Okay.
We still have a whole lot to talk about on this, but this is our August meeting.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have 2 more meetings before this.
I can't spend much more time on that.
I know, it's
Yeah.
already.
Is there anything else in looking all over this that you think we need to pin down at this meeting?
No, we're gonna have to rally these troops to close off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think first, yeah, well, first, I think you need to poll your committee on the best way to rally the troops, because last time it was handled unofficially.
Yes.
It was just Karen and
Or,
people, they just kind of put out the word.
yes.
But I think this year we ought to do it more officially, in addition to you guys putting out the word.
Yeah, we can do whatever y'all want us to do.
Okay.
I would also say that to order an ADA porta potty, or a porta potty, because it might not be an issue this year, but eventually it's going to be.
Okay.
Good idea.
They're also just much better.
They're much better. Like I can stand upright and turn
You know,
around.
bring a
in one, so
child.
it's,
Oh, and the one we get, make it 88.
yeah,
Okay.
that's what I would do.
Okay.
Anybody can use it.
So maybe just a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Okay.
One day it'll be an issue and it'll be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that kind of issue.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just nice.
Well, and if you have, it's very hard to bring a child into a porta potty that's
Oh.
not.
Right.
Because you can't get in there with them and then the door's open and then they're screaming about the door open, but they don't wanna go on alone because they're. It just starts being horrifying, you know?
So anything else for this meeting, other than as you come up with ideas before our next meeting, you're welcome to send those in to Suzanne or Kevin, and they can collect those and forward those back to us. As just a group, just kind of, if you don't mind.
No, I don't
kind of
mind at all.
Keeping a mailbox, a folder with just great ideas or something, so. Okay, if nothing else, we adjourn?
Yes.
I think we could go.
Okay, all right.
Good meeting.
It's gonna-